on either side of us. Hands are on the backs of the chair. And I'm going to just rock forward onto the balls of my feet. Come back flat, rock back onto my heels. And then as you're doing this, just kind of notice what's happening in your sacral area, in your hips. So when you rock back, that tailbone comes back, right? Standing straight, everything's in alignment. Rock up, you might feel more engagement in through here. So just do that a few times to warm up the calves. And in our chair class, when we're seated, we'll often do stuff for our legs too. But today I just thought, well, we'll start standing with the support of those chairs. Inhaling maybe here and exhaling, coming back onto those heels. Inhale and exhale, down and back. Let that tailbone go back a bit. And rock on back. This time, see if you can stay lifted up. Use those chairs as needed. See how tall you can get and how much length you can find in the front part of your ankle. Okay, so the ankles are really open right now. I'm going to slide on down, and I'm going to let my weight come back to my heels, lifting my toes off the ground, lifting the balls. I'm going to be lifting everything except for my heels, and just staying focused there, weighted into there. And then flat feet. And then find your four corners, right? The two on the front, at the ball of the foot, the two at the back, on that heel, okay? And from here, hands can stay here. Let's just let our chin come to our chest, and then roll your head, chin towards your shoulder. Either one, it doesn't matter. Sliding on down and back to the opposite shoulder. Just so we treat everything equally, right? We're hearing a lot about that these days, making sure we can have equality. And I don't know, I believe in it. And I believe it is this goal that we can keep walking towards. When and if we'll ever have true equality for all, I don't know, but we can model that in the things that we do, and in our yoga practice, at least equality for each side of our body. Come back into the center, and then let your chin come parallel to the ground, and then let the bridge of your nose reach up. Okay, reaching up, looking up with the bridge of your nose, and then take your chin back into neutral, and then push through your feet, maybe push through your hands, and let your neck lengthen long, the bridge of your nose rise up, and then find yourself back into neutral position. And then let's just go ahead again with our hands here or not. Feel you have the balance. You can let your hands come down, but let's just kind of march it out a little bit here. So we've kind of gone from the ball of the foot to the heel. And now I'm just kind of springing off the ground, pointed toe. And then when my foot comes to the ground, it comes into a flexed position, okay? So spring, 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 and spring. And now with my hands here, I'm going to go ahead and get some internal and external rotation going for my hips. So I'm going to keep one leg planted, bring the other one up, take it across my body. Maybe it even touches that other chair. Just depends on where you are. Bring it back into neutral, take it out towards the other chair. Externally rotating, right? Bringing it into neutral, taking it across my body, getting into that psoas and into your piriformis there on the side. Go ahead, open and neutral and close. Bring it neutral one more time. Both sides, open and bring it over. And you might notice that probably your external rotation is a little more open than that internal rotation. And that's, again, just our anatomy and what we're used to doing. So now I'm going to place weight on the other foot, pick up the opposite foot, have it in a flexed or pointed but active position, cross over. And I'm trying to keep shoulders forward. Okay, so just kind of crossing over here. Take it to neutral, open it up. And again, maybe it reaches almost to that other chair. And you might notice that you could probably even move that other chair out more if your external rotation is, you know, being stopped by the chair, or just stop it there. I'm going to do one more exhale across my body. Inhale as I open. And let my leg come down. And just kind of move a bit. And take my hands off the chair. Take my hands onto my waist. And try to take my hip out towards this chair. Then let it come forward. Both hip bones forward. Take my other one out to the other chair. And take it back. So having those chairs there just kind of gives us a target, maybe you could say, for extending that hip out. See if we can get there. We could take a chair in front of us and behind us and do the same thing. And let's go ahead and go around the opposite way. All the way. And 2 more. And then bringing ourselves back into a neutral position here. And now I'm going to stand with my knees just a little bit bent, all right? So I'm make sure I'm not locking into my knees. Keeping one hand on the one chair, lift the other one up and bring myself over. So I'm bending this elbow into my hip, lengthening through the side body, pushing down into both feet evenly. And then rising up, hand comes to the chair, other one lifts up straight, bring it on over, bend into the opposite side. Press down with both feet evenly. Take yourself up. Exhale down. Let's do it again. 2 more times. Inhale. And exhale. Take it over. Lifting. I'm not kind of pushing down here when I do that. Exhale down. Inhale. Exhale over. Pushing down. Lifting up. And let's take that one more time. Each side. Lift, lengthen. Exhale. Lift, lengthen. And down. Inhale. And exhale. Lift, lengthen. And exhale down. Good. All right. So now let's go ahead and take the chairs so that they're both facing us with the lowest level there. Okay. I'm going to move my blocks right now. Get them behind me. And so now I'm going to take those chairs, take my arms on the seat of the chair here. Okay, my tailbone is back. And my toes, bring them in so that we're going to have some internal rotation here. Bend into your elbows. Take yourself to a flat spine. Okay, feel that lengthening in the backside of your legs. Take it maybe to where your head is lower than your heart, but don't go there if that doesn't feel right for you. And then push through the chair, come up to flat spine. Let's do that again. Take yourself down. Let yourself be pushed up by your hands, okay? Kind of like a push-up here, push into the chair. Now take your feet parallel to one another, so they're no longer toes in. They are running like railroad tracks. Let's do that again. Bend out those elbows. Take yourself to flat spine if you want. Let your heavy head hang. Push down into the chair. Ignite through your shoulders. Bring yourself straight up. One more time. Take it down. Elbows are out. Head comes and follows. Lowers down. Push through the chair. And let's do the same thing. Take toes out now. Okay. Toes are out. Heels are in. Right. So now we're externally rotating. And go ahead. This time, instead of bending elbows out, keep them in. Okay, so pull them back towards your hips. Maybe you just come to half spine. Maybe you lower more, depends on how open the backside of your legs are. Push down into the chair. Lift yourself up. Bend into your elbows. Take yourself down. Let your heavy head go. Bring yourself up. Take those feet back into neutral position. Bend into your knees. Take your hands to your thighs and begin to raise yourself up. Okay. Whoops, somebody was trying to get in there. Let me see if I can find them. There we go. Let me see. Lena, Adelina, Adelina. Hi, Adelina. Sorry I didn't see you until now, but I've got you. Okay. So we'll just make sure everybody is still in the muted there. We're working with 2 chairs today, Adelina. So if you have that second chair, go ahead and grab it. All right, so now we're going to have our hands on the backs of the chairs. So I'm gonna bring them in a little bit. Then I'm gonna take one foot up and turn it out, okay? So find whatever distance you need. So one foot is nice and flat, the other was flat on the top of the chair, and your knee and your ankle are in alignment on the one side, okay? This side, it's completely aligned with the single leg. I'm gonna take my hand over to this side, raise my arm up, come on over, and really feel this nice opening here, okay, in the side body. If you want, you can direct your chest upward. And it's so nice because we have this other chair, so we can get our bodies into these positions that we may not have ever been in or haven't been in a long time. And take ourselves over, bring ourselves up, arms come here, then let me take myself into a forearm on my thigh, raise up. In this position we've been into before, when we've done our, when we do our warrior series, right? We can do this and really open up on the side. Bring ourselves back, let's come on here and really open up. I can really come down a lot farther, right, with that chair. And remember, anytime we're using a chair, we're pushing down, we're not pushing back, right? Because whoop, that's what's gonna happen. Okay, so don't even practice that, and open up your chest if you want. And take yourself back, bring yourself up, arms come straight, and let's forearm down with another side stretch on the opposite side. Breathing in and out here. Good. Arms come up, and let's just take some circles. We'll maintain that leg up there just to keep our hip open. And let's just do some little circles with our arm here. And then reverse. Strengthening our arms. Mark's eating potato chips, and I can hear him. You might too, and I'm getting hungry. Hearing him eat those potato chips. That one's gonna be quiet. And then push through your hands. Fingers pull back. The base of your palm pushes away. Okay, good. And then go ahead and let your hands come down. Take your hands to the chair to safely take that foot down. And find yourself standing in mountain in between your 2 chairs. And let's just shake in and out those knees, which automatically is going to shake those hips, which automatically shakes our chest. And we keep on going, and we're going to get into our shoulders. Okay, so let all that go. Woo, woo, woo. All right, so now we're going to switch to the other side. I'm going to hold on, maybe to both sides, lift that leg up, bring it up, and make sure I have knee and ankle alignment. And how do I figure that out? I can scoop the chair in or out, I can take a look. I can bring that foot a little bit farther back if I want to have a little more rotation in my hip. If I don't want as much rotation, then I bring the knee forward a bit, okay? So find where you are on that leg, and then also, probably more importantly, even beginning with this leg, toes forward, right? And running in a nice straight position. Keeping this knee out a little bit more may help us. Taking our hand to this side of the chair, other arm comes up, and let's find ourselves really leaning over. Right now, you know, at least I know, if I didn't have this chair, I was leaning this far over, I'd be on my on the ground, right? So it's kind of nice to have that chair to really open up more. And if I want, I'll open up my heart towards the ceiling here, pushing my heart through the ceiling and into the heavens. Breathing, taking myself back into a side stretch here. And then slowly bringing myself up, arms stretching out, bend into this elbow, place my forearm on that thigh. The other arm comes up, and I take it over. And I just feel that nice opening there. I'm also feeling it right through here. I don't know about you guys, but I am here. And did you notice I kind of pushed my knee forward? I'm going to try to bring it back and keep it above my ankle instead of pushing it forward. You don't want to really be in that kind of a lunge right now. Bring my arm up, and let's do that again. One arm comes down to that chair, the other one comes over. And I'm just like expressing myself so open here, and then turning and releasing my heart upward. Fingers pulling away. Breathing. Lifting up. Finding myself right here. Taking my forearm down. Arm lifts up. Checking in on that knee and ankle alignment on that side. And we'll be doing something in a little bit where our knee will bypass our ankle, but not right now. And then taking myself up here. This time, let's take some bigger circles, okay? Keeping your arms as contracted muscle to bone as you can or want is going to help tighten up, tone those triceps and those biceps. You don't have to be big, heavy weightlifters, right? You can just do these really toning exercises. Let's reverse. Because gravity sooner or later, is going to win the war, but we can keep working against it. We just have to work a little harder. And then coming and pushing out. Exhale, hands come down. Take myself to some stability. Bring that leg down and find myself leaning forward, picking up my knees. Maybe letting one knee come in as my heel comes up. Taking into my hips a little bit. All right, just to kind of reverse some of that solidness that we were just feeling. And then look down at my feet, see them running like railroad tracks, bend into my knees and stand up. And let's take a couple shoulder rolls back, big ones. Let's take a couple forward. Let's take two more back. This time we're going to be a little bit uneven. I'd rather have us pulling back a little bit more than pulling forward because most of our day is held forward like that. Okay. All right. So now we're going to remove one chair for a little while, and we're just going to focus our energy and our practice on one chair here. And I'm going to lean over, holding on to that chair. I'm going to bring my foot up on top of the chair, okay? And this is where we're going to do a little bit of lunging forward and back from this connection of the knee and the ankle. So I'm going to pull forward here. I'm going to feel that in this leg, right? And then let myself come back and maybe push that chair away a bit. Let myself lengthen over that leg. My toes are kind of pointed. The sole of my foot might be somewhat touching the ground, but not necessarily. Or I can push through my heel and I can extend into a flexed foot. okay? And then I'm going to bring that chair back, find my connection, knee and ankle, and then let my body weight come forward so that my knee comes a little forward of that ankle, but I'm in control of that, okay? I know that I'm doing that. And then I'm bringing myself back to neutral, extending that chair out, letting my heel take the weight, or stretching my foot down so the ankle opens up. You guys decide, right? This is a pretty intense back of your leg stretch here. And then I'm gonna lift my head up, bring that chair back, find myself in alignment, let my hands come to that thigh. Okay, so I'm standing, finding my balance here with just one foot up on the chair, right? Staying here, but if you feel like you've got some balance, find your drishti gaze. Take your arms up overhead. Exhale, bring them into cactus. Don't lift your head up though, okay? Keep your gaze forward. Inhale. Exhale down. One more time. Inhale up and exhale down. Good. Learning to feel what that balance is like with one foot off the ground, even though it's supported. All right. The other one is taking more of the weight. And then I'm going to reach for the back of the chair or the seat of the chair. I'm going to take that leg down and I'm going to walk out my legs, my feet. So I guess there's no Bible that said all chair classes have to be that we're seated on the chair the whole time, right? So we're using chairs. So you can't say, Julie didn't do a chair class. It's a chair class. It's a double chair class. It just might be a little more active or just something different than what we've done before. So I'm going to take my hands to the back of the chair and I'll put my other foot on top of the seat of that chair. I'm going to find alignment, knee and ankle. Okay. Look forward. I'm going to release then that knee forward of the ankle. And I'm going to feel a little opening in my hip flexor there on the opposite leg, straight leg, pressing down into the top of that chair. Helps me keep a nice straight spine. And now I'm going to lengthen that chair away from me, coming onto my heel or staying flat on, or somewhat flat on my sole of my foot. But here, when I come to my heel, if you're doing that, you're going to definitely feel that in the back side of your leg, calf and hamstring, okay? And then into the glutes as well. And then lift yourself up, bring that chair back in as you come into that neutral place, knee and ankle, right? So I needed to adjust mine because it wasn't quite in neutral. And now I'm going to take it out of neutrality. I'm going to take that knee forward. Mark?
Yeah.
Is it Switzerland or Sweden that's in neutral?
Switzerland.
So, okay. So now we're coming back to Switzerland. We're coming back into neutral, knee and ankle. I heard that the other day and I thought, oh yeah, that's right. I can use that in yoga class sometimes. So bring ourselves into Switzerland here, neutral knee and ankle alignment. And then one more time, slide forward, come onto the back of your heel there. Your head can come down if you want, or keep the head lifted, all right? And just feel that opening happening for you in the back side of your legs. Yes, 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 yes. Let your head release. And then bring it up. Bring that chair back in, find Switzerland again, find your neutral alignment here. And then take your hands to your thigh. Look straight ahead, get that gaze, focused gaze. Staying just like this. If you want, you can release your hands and let's just slide. Inhale up, exhale down. Inhale up, exhale down. Two more times, your breath, leading the way. Good. hands onto the seat or to the back, lift that leg off, and let's stand up and bend into our knees. Let's separate our feet. Okay, I'm gonna go ahead and I'm not sure if you guys can see my feet, so I'm gonna take like this, but I'm afraid I might cut my head off if I do that. So let's see what happens here. No, that should work. Okay, so let's go ahead and have our feet about as wide, a little wider than the legs of your chair. Okay, toes pointing forward. So we're still railroad tracking here. And then I'm going to engage here and bring myself down and find that nice opening right here in the sits bones, okay? Spreading out those cheeks and having my hands resting on the chair. I've got a nice straight spine. From here, I'm gonna bend into the knees just a little bit and then look up into cow. Feel that release in the belly. Come into neutral, right? And then bend again and curl tuck round into cat. Feel how much you can just let go there. And then straight leg, straight spine. And release, bend into knees. Look up. And neutral legs, neutral spine. And then bend again, come in, curl tuck around. Maybe you come a little lower, maybe your elbows touch close to your thighs. And keep going with that, with your breath, all right? So extending that tail up and our heads up, and then we're coming down and curl tuck around. Coming back to neutral each time. Two more. Bring yourself into neutral spine. Neutral legs. Take one hand to the center of the chair. Take the other hand to your waist or to your hip behind you and start to open up, chest towards me, looking up here. Maybe your chest is going the opposite way, but mine's towards you. And now I bring myself back, switching out hands. Left hand comes down, right hand comes to the base of my spine and opening up, looking, coming into this twist and bringing myself back, both hands onto the chair. And now we've kept our feet in that neutral. Let's take them out, extend toes out, heels in. I'm going to rise up onto the balls of my feet, come back down. Rise up into the balls of my feet, come back down. A few more times. Engaging in all my leg muscles when I do that. And now I'm going to rise up, bring my body weight a little bit more forward than it was before, then take it back, bring my heels down, squat a little bit. Squatty, the squatty potties. Come on up. High on the balls of your feet. Bring your chest forward just a little bit. So here you're having more arm bearing, weight bearing on the arms, okay? Bring yourself back, heels down, and come into a little bit of a squat, okay? Got those chairs there to support us. Bring yourself up, high on the balls of your feet, body weight forward. Feel that as if you were doing a plank pose. Take yourself back, heels down, come into squat. Take yourself into straight legs, walk your feet in, bend into your knees, release from the chair, rise up, inhale. Exhale, take your hands into Anjali Mudra and take a few breaths here. Good. Releasing your hands. Let's come on back around. We're going to come into using 2 chairs still. And so I'm going to sit one. I'm going to have the other one in front of me. And if you have blocks, you might want those. Not necessary. My strap just fell, so we're definitely not going to use that. If you need to pad, please do that. Just kind of regrouping ourselves here. Okay. Don't bother keep moving, okay? You're nicely perched and sleeping over there. I don't know if you can see them. Yeah, you can. So now what we're going to do is take both of those feet up, all right? So that we're in a diamond shape here. So separate those chairs as much as you need or can so that you look down and you see this diamond that you created, right? From the pubic area into your knees, down to your ankles. And then you're going to find a straight spine, which is hard to do. It takes this right here. It takes our core strength to keep our spine straight because we want to kind of do this. I know, I feel it too. Let's try to maintain our heart up here. We're going to do a little bit of Vinyasa Flow by just taking our breath, sliding down our legs. Exhale as you release down. Inhale, come up to knees. Open up your heart. Exhale down. Your head can follow. Does not have to go lower than your heart. Only do that if that feels right. Let's do 2 more, please. Good. And then taking yourself back up to a straight spine. I'm going to go ahead and release one leg down. Again, it doesn't matter which one you've chosen to let down. I want to extend through the straight leg that's on the other chair. And my other leg's just going to come out if I feel too much pressure right there where the back of my thigh is on my chair. I can take it my foot to a block. And they come in handy for that too. All right, so blocks are good for alignment, for comfort, for working deeper into a posture. All right, so if you have them, use them. If you don't, and you're going to keep practicing. It's been over a year for some of us. You might want to invest in some blocks, or have your husband or wife or partner or anybody, I should say, can make you some blocks, or you can make yourself some blocks, especially if you're Denise. She makes everything. So we could ask Denise, hey Denise, can you make us some blocks? And let's go ahead and slide down. I'm just trying to be politically correct. When I said have your husbands make them, that was not very politically correct. Go ahead and lift your arm up. And then take it down. Slide on up, inhale. Exhale over. Bring your arm up and release, hand up and take it on down. I'm thinking about that. I wonder if Mark could make some blocks. I'm sure he could. Those ones that you have that are out of cork, those are really nice, you guys. Those are kind of expensive though. I don't have those. And take it down. Good. And now face that leg. Okay. And I'm going to slide down this way. Exhale. Bring myself up. And just getting that somatic feeling, almost massaging the sides of my leg when I'm sliding down. And I'm pushing in and feeling the contours of my leg. Following my breath. Let's do that one more time. Good. And then we're going to go ahead and change out to the opposite leg. I'll move my chair just a bit and bring the other leg up. Take this one out, maybe onto a block, just so that it's not like it's cutting into my leg at all, but it just brings more comfort for me to do this. And I find that straight spine. I make sure my sits bones are still on the chair though, right? We don't get so excited that we end up not having ourselves on the chair. And let's go ahead and do some of that Vinyasa Flow. Sliding down, raising up, and bring myself up. Sliding down one leg, raising up, maybe just to here, maybe to here, maybe to here, maybe to here. Okay, you guys choose where you want to go. And take myself up. And bring myself back. And here I might want to do a little twist, right? So coming up to whichever point my arm wants to go, and maybe just taking a little twist inward. Finding breath. And one more. And let's take it straight and forward, sliding down the contours of the outside of our leg. Exhale. Inhale, bring yourself up. Exhale, take yourself down. Inhale, rising. Exhale, sliding. Inhale, sliding up. Exhale, sliding down. But can be pointer flexed or not be active at all. You choose. Two more. Building up that heat with the friction of our hands along the inside and outside of our leg. And then bring yourself up. And let's go ahead and take both feet down. We're not finished with that second chair yet. I'm going to take myself into a peaceful warrior, aka wide-legged child's pose. So I've got my legs a little farther than the width of the chair in front of me. My toes are out, my heels are in. And then I'm going to take my hands, or if you have a pillow, it's a great place for a pillow. You can use a pillow and take your forehead down onto that chair or your arms so that we have a straight spine. It's good if you can lengthen out behind you, lengthen out in front of you, and have a straight spine here, okay? Find your feet nicely planted, that nice angle, toes out, heels in. Find your breath. Feet are planted solidly, four corners for now. And staying with your head and your body this way, just let your knees start to cave in a little bit. They're not going to go very far. Okay, we're not pushing them. We're just not holding them back anymore. So just notice what happened. They just kind of internally rotated a bit. And now I'm going to press down onto all four corners of my feet. And I feel that action in my glutes, in my hips. And then I'm going to open up a little bit more, maybe onto the outsides of my feet for even more external rotation. Do you feel that in the fibers of your gluteal muscles? I do. They're firing right now and pressing down into the outside of my feet, opening up my knees, my hips, my legs, and then coming back onto all four corners, press down there evenly. And then picking myself up, pushing down into that chair pillow or cushion, bringing my body upright. Take a couple breaths. Good. And now we're going to be on one chair only. So you choose which chair. Maybe having it cushioned is nice. Having blocks around is a good thing too. And we've done a lot in 45 minutes. Geez, am I over time? No, I'm under time right now, but we're going to keep going. So go ahead and find yourself seated backwards in your chair. Okay. And we didn't start this way today. So one of the pre-recorded ones that you'll do next week, we'll start you in a chair, but that's the Wednesday class, okay? So if you're there, you'll see a little bit of that. And so sit up straight and tall. And again, if you want, your feet can be open, ankled, see how mine are. I'm kind of on the tops of my feet, or you can have on the balls of your feet and squeeze it back into your Achilles tendon and still opening up in front of your ankle. Or you can take and just let your legs be kind of just hanging out there. You can also wrap them around your legs of your chair. Can't reach back to my back one, but just kind of play with what feels good. Right now, I've got my big toe and my other toes, my big toe separated with the leg of the chair there. So just find something, or maybe you put blocks down. I'm gonna add one more maybe here. And you have your feet on blocks, okay? So go ahead, lean back, let your head go. Feel like you are cruising, you know, they lay back and they cruise in their car, but they're not looking up, hopefully. And then just go ahead and start to move kind of snake-like with your upper body. Your arms are holding on to the back of the chair and you're snaking around. Now I'm going to do some pull-ups, all right? So here I am, where's my weight? It's heading back. I'm going to not try to do it from my core. I'm going to try to do it from my arms, pulling myself up. That's hard to do, right? Because we utilize our core muscles so much. Keep engaging in your arms as you let yourself come back. Engage, engage, engage. Pull yourself forward, all right? Hold on to that engagement as you slowly take yourself back. Have it be as much from your arms as you can, all right? Really bringing myself forward, taking myself back. Feel that engagement. A couple more times. Keeping my back straight. So I'm not snaking with my spine right now. I'm really working into my arms. Okay. And then let's hang out here. Take one hand, hold on to that chair. Now, if you don't have a chair like mine, you might be holding onto the sides, or you might be holding somewhere else. But try to find a central location to hold on to. One arm, release the other one down. Let yourself come back. Open up a bit. Maybe your fingers reach to the ground, maybe not, but we're just opening and feeling kind of suspended in air. Then I'm pulling myself up with one arm, okay? And I'm exchanging. Other arm holds on somewhere, or maybe to the center, okay? But bring it somewhere centered, and then I'm gonna come back, let my other arm come down, open up in that opposite direction. So I'm looking away from you guys right now. But just feel yourself kind of suspended, and your arm strength is maintaining you from falling flat on your back of your head. Bring yourself up with that arm strength, and both hands come forward. And now I'm going to go ahead and just do a little bit of stretching in and out from my body. I think I've done a lot of stretching, but that was one of the things that Rose had asked for at the beginning. So let's go ahead and bend into our forearm or elbow, put the forearm on your thigh, real close to your hip, and then go ahead and take your arm over and then bring it up. Take it over, exhale. Bring it on up. Exhale. Take it over. Feel this in your obliques. Working as you go one direction and then the other. Using breath. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Inhale. One more time. Exhale. Bring myself up. Let that hand come down. It's changing out. Forearm here. One arm up. Exhale. Inhale. Exhale. Get lost in your breath. Two more times, please. And rising up. Both hands on your thighs. Back straight. Long spine. Long breath. And then we're going to end the last 8 minutes of our class with chair forward. And what do you know, we're gonna sit in that chair like we have normally done and find a few of our more common practices. Blocks are always nice to have around. You never know, and I might say, hey, a block would be nice right there, even in the last few minutes. Go ahead and sit in Tadasana, mountain pose. We haven't been here yet today, so let's take a couple breaths. We've done a lot of lateral stretches, done a lot of cat-cow type stretches. We've done some twists, but not a lot of twists. So let's add a twist here, trying to find balance. Taking one leg in, crossing the other one over. If that is not available to you, then you slide that leg down somewhere on the front of your shin. Use a block underneath if that feels better, okay, to cross it over and put it on a block. Otherwise, we're putting across like this, sitting up straight and tall. And then I'm going to go ahead and take the opposite hand over that opposite knee, up straight, hand behind me, come into a twist, looking back over that back shoulder. We have done a few twists today, but maybe not as much as our lateral movements. And then bringing ourselves back, reversing, hand comes, same hand to same knee, and hand comes behind, and take a look back over that shoulder. And coming forward. And from here, let's take our hands interlaced right underneath our kneecap. And I'm going to do 2 sets of cat-cow. Look up, exhale back. Rounding into that spine. Arcing into that spine. Rounding into that slumping over. Yeah. Sometimes that feels good after releasing into that after having such a straight spine, right? And we need to do that sometimes, but just not all the time. Now let's go ahead and switch. Taking the other leg over or crossing it and supporting it somewhere on that lower shin, all right? And then some of you may do that double cross where you come behind, right? So sitting up, straight and tall, and opposite hand to opposite knee, hand behind, nice long spine. Go ahead and take that look over the back shoulder. And taking ourselves forward, reversing out of that. Same hand, same knee, press down, take a look back. And take a look forward. And from here, 2 sets, cat-cow. So in this case, I call this right here, this cat slump asana, right? We're all slumped over. And again, sometimes that's good so that we can counteract any of those heart openings that we've done. But again, I would say practicing throughout your day, more heart opening, more shoulders pulling back, more rolling the shoulders back, because so often our lives are like this, okay? All right, so release your leg, and we've done a lot of real static kind of poses. So we're going to end with our Seaweed Asana so that we can just get really a lot of movement wherever we feel like, all right? So our legs are out, toes out, heels in, rising up, right arm under your left, into right here is fine, or you can try to bring those arms so they're perpendicular. And then we're just going to go ahead and let our upper body do what it feels like. closing eyes is really nice because then we don't get lost at looking at what we're doing or what anybody else is doing. We just get into feeling this. And then bringing ourselves up. Exhale, take your arms down, release arms up, left under right. And find your groove. How low or high do you want to go? How left, right do you want to go? How circular do you want to make it? How one-sided do you want to make it maybe? And then make sure you do something on the other side. But again, this is feeling into your body's needs right now. And what a fun thing to just let ourselves go and do that. And then coming back to stillness into center. Reach up, exhale down. Woo, bring yourself up. Exhale, hands come into Anjali Mudra. And release them down to our thighs. Let's walk in our feet. Find ourselves in seated Tadasana, seated mountain pose. Let's bring ourselves in and out of breath a bit. Just think of all the shapes your body has made during this last hour of class. Just think of how the chair can take you into so many different places. One chair, two chairs. Tall side of the chair, the low side of the chair. The back side of the chair, the front side of the chair. A royal throne is open to let us use this in a very creative manner. So thank you for joining in this chair class today. I'm going to raise my arms up. I'm going to take my hands into my heart center. I'm going to bow down into my true teacher, myself. Looking down at my hands, looking down at my heart. And then looking out to you all, opening up my hands, spreading them out, and letting my heart come out to each and every one of you.